Like, really, doctor? How I got your number? Like, it ain't on Google? Like it ain't out there? Like, I was like, I looked it up. Hey YouTube, it's Janae, but you can call me Nurse Nay, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So today, I want to talk to y'all about something that's just beyond crazy to me. Like, I feel like as students, we shouldn't have to go through this. But as you can see in the title, we're going to talk about finding preceptors. Now, finding preceptors is the most draining experience because, for one, you have to definitely start early, but for two, it's like you're juggling going to your preceptor for that current semester, and then you still got tests, and then for those who work, you still got to work, and then you got to call people all day. Like, it's crazy. But hopefully these tips can help you find one a little bit easier. So I have, let me see, 5 tips on how you can bag a preceptor. Stay tuned. Okay, so my number one advice, well, my first advice I would say is to simply ask. Like your mama used to say, it don't hurt to ask. So definitely ask around, like ask your grandma, tell your grandma to ask her doctor. Cause I swear like that happened for me. Like for my preceptorship for the fall, my mom asked her retired internal medicine doctor, and she put me on to a family practice that allows students. Quick, just that easy. Ask. So ask your family members. You can go on social media, Instagram, Facebook. Ask anybody, your co-workers, doctors you work with, anyone. Just simply ask. I'm telling you, asking goes a long way. Like, you'll be very surprised of who know who. Actually, for the spring, like for peds, and everybody know how hard it can be to find peds sometimes. I simply asked a friend, and I got my peds. Like, so easy, just, and she was amazing. It was just, it's easy process. So number one, simply ask. 2, okay, how can I explain this? So if you don't have insurance, this is fine. Like, you can use any insurance company. So for example, let's say I'm with Blue Cross Blue Shield, right? You go on Blue Cross Blue Shield website and click find a provider, and you can simply just type in like whatever rotations you have. So let's say you have family, type in family, put the location, and a bunch of family medicine nurse practitioners and physicians will come up. Call the office and ask them if they provide preceptorship for students. Simple. I literally went down that whole list and just called. Like, you never know. 3, so my school uses Typhoon, like however you say it, and it's basically like a system that allows you to put in your patients after each clinical day. So you also have to put in your preceptors and the clinical location. You can go on there and click preceptor. You can either do the individual name or the practice. I would say just go ahead and do the practice, put in a location, and just go through that whole list. Now with that, pretty much, okay, so all the preceptors and clinical sites that students used in the past will pop up. So don't be afraid that you're like taking someone preceptor. You're not, because we all have to do it at the same time. And once the school approves the preceptor, then you go in and put it in the system. So that's during the semester. It's not before the semester starts. So that's another technique you use. And since they precept students in the past, more than likely they're going to precept students now. I definitely utilized that tip, and I found a couple of preceptors, and I'll just help my classmates like, hey girl, like I found mine, but if you're looking for one, like, you know, here's a couple. It's very easy. 4, now this is one thing I did, and I'm not gonna lie, it's very time consuming. But take your resume. So let's say you go into Typhoon, right? And you found all the preceptors that allow students to, you know, go to their site. I'll call and say, hey, my name is Janae. I'm a new student at blah, blah, blah. I was wondering if your office provides preceptorship. And another thing, ask for office managers. When you call, don't talk to the people in the front desk. Talk to office managers, because more than likely the people in the front desk, they're like really unsure. Most of them are unsure if they allow preceptors. So as soon as they answer the phone, always ask for the office manager, so you're not rambling and you're not repeating yourself and being repetitive and taking up time, because more than likely they don't really know. So call and ask for the office manager, and if she says yes, then you can say, okay, well, do you mind if I come by and just drop off my resume? And they'll say yes. Or if the person in the front desk does know for sure that they do allow students, you could just say, okay, do you mind if I come by and bring my resume? And they'll say sure. Simple as that. Now, so when I take my resume, I'm old school. I'm old school, y'all. Like, I still do some things. I still do the old school way. So I bought these little covers. Remember, y'all used to, I don't know, me personally, like I used to turn in my papers like this. Like my mama always taught me to like be different and to like never allow your professors to forget you. Because girl, what if you did bad on that paper? But you done presented it in this and like, you know, everything outlined nice. Girl, they might give you some points because the way you turned it in. My mama always taught me that. So I did the same thing for this. And I feel like this is kind of hard to throw away. Like you can't just throw this in the trash, or it's going to stand out amongst all the other paperwork that they have on their desk. So I was like, there's no way you're not going to look at this. Like, it's no way. So my advice is to try to stand out as much as possible. So I went to Family Dollar or Dollar Tree, whatever, and it comes with 3 packs for $1. The first page, I wrote out hello, like what you would say over the phone. I wrote out hello, my name is blah blah blah, I am a student at blah blah blah. I am in need of such and such hours between June 1st to whatever, July 18th, and I was inquiring to see if your office provide this service, you know, blah blah blah. You can please, first of all, tell them to please let you know whether or not they accept it or not. It's like, just call and simply say, hi Janae, I got your resume. No, we don't do it. I respect people so much who just let me know straight up, because it helps like remove places off your list and you're not in limbo like trying to figure out whether or not this place allows it or not. So definitely state that in that first page and say like, hey, like if you don't, it's okay, just let me know if you do or don't. And leave your email and leave your number. And I will see if I can like input like a template or something so you can see how I did it. Be prepared for the rejection, because y'all, it's so, just be prepared and know that it's okay, and you will definitely find someone. Girl, I even had someone say, how you got my number? And I'm like, really, doctor? How I got your number? Like it ain't on Google? Like it ain't out there? Like, I was like, I looked it up. Some people really be tripping, but just be prepared, but know that it's going to be okay, and you will most definitely find someone. Don't let it bother you or let it get you down. My first page. The second page was my resume, and the third page was like, not objectives, but it gave like the information of my clinical advisor. So it had her name and her email address. So if they do have any questions, then they can like contact her, but they can contact me too, but they don't want to talk to me. They want to see if my school is like a real school, which my school is pretty known. So, but still, some people don't know, you know, you still have those people, you just don't know. But you can always just put that information if your school provides that. And you can put the objectives, like since it's for the following semester, of course we don't have the objectives, but you know, hey. But if your school does provide it, then go ahead and add that in there. Dress professionally, or you can dress in scrubs and ask to talk to the office manager. And if she's not there, just ask them to leave it. And when you do call preceptors, see if they can, like when you're calling around, if the office manager is not available, get their email. I got so many emails, and I just wrote that first page that I put in my resume. I wrote that first page, and I will add my resume and my my clinical advisor information attached. So it's pretty much the same thing, but I'm an in-person type of girl. Like, I'd rather you see me, so they'll remember my face, and my name is kind of unique too. So yeah, they'll know that, okay, I email you. You can email them and turn that in. Like, I need you to know, like, I need this site, I need to graduate. So yeah, that's number 4, going in person. Number 5, the last one, I'm not gonna say that I don't recommend it, but this is always my very, very last option, because some people aren't lucky, and sometimes you could just look and look and look, or you just don't have time to look. Like, I'm sorry, like, people have kids, people have families, people work. Like I said before, it's just be too much going on, and calling people is so time consuming, y'all. Like, so time consuming, because people put you on hold, people give you the runaround. It's like, girl, let me know if y'all Preceptor or not. Y'all doing too much. So it could be very time consuming sometimes. So if you have it, go ahead. If you tried your best and you still can't bag a preceptor, I will say to go with this option, and that's to pay. It's very pricey, and I think it's a bit ridiculous of how expensive it could be. I do understand that, like, preceptors, they're taking their time to precept you, and it does take a lot of time, not gonna lie, and it could put them behind on their work days trying to show you stuff. So I get it, but especially for the NPs out there, we all had to start somewhere. Like, you went through this too. Like, unless your school provided preceptors, and most of them don't, and even the ones that do, sometimes it's just not guaranteed. It's still not guaranteed, even though they say that they do. So 5th option is to pay. Depending on who you go with, I use Preceptor Point before. It's very expensive, y'all. Like, I'm talking about thousands, like $1,000, $2,000, $1,600, $1,400, $1,200. That is so expensive for a student. So if you can afford it, go ahead. It's very quick. If you're down to like your last week and you can't find anyone, they will find you someone so quick. Like, they literally will find you someone. Still, the earlier the better. The earlier the better still for the companies as well. But they can still find you one in like short notice. Like, I would say within like 2 weeks. Like, if you like really pressed for time, you can go ahead and use that service. I am grateful for that service, because at the end of the day, who wants to wait a whole another year to graduate because they can't find a preceptor? I just think that is so unfortunate, and I've seen so many nurses or nurse practitioner students do that, and I just think that's very unfortunate. So if you're fortunate enough to pay for one, then go ahead and pay for one. But that's my 5 pointers. I'm just looking to make sure I didn't miss anything. 1, simply ask. 2, look in your insurance. 3, Typhoon or Typhoon. 4, take your resume. And 5, to pay. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions. And for other students, if you have any ideas, comment below and write down some of the things that you have done to help you find a preceptor. Bye. Thank you.